Hey guys, Chad Hoover, kayak bass fishing. I'm here at ICAST 2018. I'm in that booth right there. I'm in the Nucanoe booth, and I'm with the man from Nucanoe, Blake. So, do you have anything new we can talk about here at ICAST?
Oh, Chad, we always got to have something new.
They always got something new.
Everett Park, Pro Staff Director, he's going to show you the new pivot drive and some of the improvements on all our kayak models.
So that's Blake, and that's Everett. So he's turning me over to the pro. All right, Everett.
All right, Chad. So last year we introduced you to the Flint in 2017 here at ICAST, and it was just a prototype. Chad, you got a chance to paddle it. A lot of people were impressed actually with Chad out on it because when they see a boat this size, they assume that it's not real strong or real powerful.
What he's saying is that people were blown away by a dude as big as me, as fluffy as me, could paddle a boat that small. So
yeah, at 11.
I knew you were going to be nice and sugarcoat it, so I went ahead and fixed it for you, brother. I appreciate it.
At 11.5 feet and 32 inches, it's definitely maxed out with a guy around Chad's size, but not short on performance at all.
Actually, let me tell you something about that. The prototype that I paddled in that video was not 11.5 feet. That one was 10.5 feet. They increased the volume, increased the capacity. So I have two of these at my house right now, and we're paddling them in the rivers. Christy's taking the kids out in them. So it's even better than it was when we did that video. So I just wanted to clarify that. A little wider, a little more capacity, but it was already good enough to hold a dude as big as me. So yeah, it only got better.
And even some of the shape of the boat itself, the rocker in both directions has been adjusted a little bit. So I'm real happy with the finished product. I got a chance to use the prototype some too. But this is the 2018 Flint. What you're going to see different from last year from the show is scupper locations are a little bit different. We still have 8, but they're in a 2-1 configuration with these deep channels that Nucanoe has come to be known for that bail like a boss. But we have pedals this year too, so I'm going to introduce you to the pivot drive real quick. So one of the things that we wanted was a drive that could easily be moved from one boat to the next without having any holes through the hull. Last year you may have seen the Pro drive, which was a very similar system to what you see here, but it has no adjustability. You just have to adjust the seat to it. But one of the things you lose with any pedal drive is deck space. One of the advantages of the pivot drive is I can get all my deck space back. But it's still completely functional, even with all the adjustment in play too. So one of the other things that's cool about it is you can adjust the tension to kind of customize how you fish. So our goal here with the pivot drive was having something that would move from one boat to the next, and then you'll be able to do that with different bases. You could have a base for your Pursuit, a base for your Flint, swap them back and forth. I'll show you some improvements we made to the transom as well. This entire hinge system last year was basically made out of aluminum, which was really good, a little bit heavy, but one of the things we found was the locking pin that allowed it to lock in reverse was bending and in some cases even breaking. So this has been changed to a latch, and you can see the latch here is extremely strong, high quality steel, and so when it's in lockout mode you have reverse with just a little bit of tension. I mean, you can see just my fingertips pulling on this cable. Goes into breakaway mode. So if you've got any concerns about rocks, trees, stumps, anything like that, you'll just put just a little bit of tension with the cleat up front. That allows the system to break away. You can also give it full tension and pull it up out of the water yourself, karate chop yourself in the, you know what? But having that breakaway locked out and reverse is really good. One thing people don't think about when you talk about a drive that's here on the stern, the transom of the boat, is if your power is coming from the source of steering, what do you get, Chad?
You get direct propulsion.
Direct propulsion.
You don't get angular propulsion, and you don't get drag.
Right, so instead of having to generate propulsion to turn, you can actually turn as you generate the propulsion. So your turning radius improves drastically. We're real excited about this. This particular system is a prototype that you see, so we may make a few improvements to it, but this is pretty much what you're going to be seeing coming in 2018. The Flint itself has been cleaned up a little bit. You'll notice the decking kit as well. That's going to be a standard feature. And if you come on over here for me, Chad, you'll also see some new material in the seating. This is a little bit different from what you've seen in the past. I won't get into too much detail, but keep your eyes on this material and on this seat because there's quite a few owners who are going to be really, really excited for several reasons. We've also upgraded the handle. And then of course, one of Chad's favorite features.
Let me show you guys a close-up look at that. It's basically a handle that doubles as a paddle holder. Still one of the most clever things out there in the industry. Pretty cool.
So that's the Flint. We're really excited about it. Obviously our flagship boats like the Frontier 12 and Pursuit, we've made some improvements to those over the last year, but Flint's kind of the hottest thing on the market right now at $9.99. We promised it would be $9.99. Chad wasn't sure if we were playing around with you guys or not, just like a lot of other people were, but we were serious about that. We don't have an MSRP on the pivot drive yet, but you can get a pretty rough idea based on the Pro Drive that's already been released, and we do have pricing public on that now. So that'll give you
price on the
that is also $9.99.
Okay.
So you'll kind of have a pretty good idea of what your overall cost is going to be on this boat. Very competitive with the other ones that you see on the market. But the cool thing about it is you can remove the drive and still have a very functional paddle-friendly boat as well, which is kind of unusual.
And check out the use of dead space, right? You saw the hog trough, but even when they came out with the pedal drive, they're able to allow that to still kind of function, which is basically putting it into a space that would go otherwise unused. And you can still put stuff on top of it. You can still use the space, put tackle boxes and gear. Pretty clever layout, pretty clever setup. So Everett, that's the Flint. That's the pivot drive.
Thanks, Chad.